Today, we're diving deep into one of the most complex, one of the most controversial topics that we face on a day-to-day basis. Today, we're dealing with the truth. I'm Michael Kaje.
And I'm Kataho Diale. Welcome to the FMDP podcast. The truth is understood as an alignment with reality. It's about being authentic and transparent in our world. We need the truth in everyday lives and projectives, such as social cohesion, preserving our cultural heritage, and even empowering communities. The truth can be objective and subjective. Today's guests are going to give us a bit of insight on how the truth shapes us as human beings and in our lives. Our first guest is Mr. Leon Mwamba, who is a teacher by profession in the fields of English and French. He also tutors mathematics amongst other various subjects in his spare time. Mr. Mwamba.
Good afternoon to the viewers, and thank you for having me.
And to our right, we have Mr. Kaine, Mr. Anthony Kaine. He is a trader by profession, an industrialist, a project developer, and a traditionalist. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me today, and good afternoon to our viewers.
Now, panel, think about this. When was the last time you told the truth, the whole truth? How did it make you feel? Was it an awakening? Did it soothe you, or was it a chaotic experience? To the viewers as well, I'll ask you this question.
Mr. Leon, would you like to take the platform?
Thank you for giving the floor. I remember it was 2 months ago. We were just talking about current affairs, about what has been transpiring in the US.
Yes.
Yeah, because I thought people have said that Trump and Elon Musk, they won't remain together for a long time.
Yes.
And that's what's happened.
Correct.
Yeah, because based on the way they were dealing with matters in America, it shows that was not the right way. And given also the characters of those two people, I knew that it was going to backfire. So I told them the truth. I said, no, you can't handle matters of the nation in that way. So that was for me the opportunity. That was for me the moment that I expressed the truth.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Leon. And Mr. Kaine, would you like to give your input on the topic?
I'd like to. You know what? I'm laughing. I'm laughing because the word truth is very, very sensitive. It has two ends. It is either that it is positive or it is negative. The negative aspect of the truth is that which hurts, and the positive aspect of the truth is that appease the mind, that settles the mind, that brings joy and peace. And if you ask me the last time I speak the truth, I will say to you that because I am mindful of the sensitivity that revolves around truth, I always like to be truthful, because I cannot face the negative side of lies. When you tell a lie and it comes backfiring on you, it is so destructive, and I do not want to be to experience that shame. I don't want to experience that kind of self-judgment. I don't want to judge myself. I don't want to beat myself over or anything and to say, if I had known, I should have told the truth. So that is what truth is to me. And then I do not want to align myself with assuming that some people should tell themselves the truth when they do not stand in the position of telling themselves the truth. Like the example he made, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, lied to each other, or did they tell themselves the truth? What happened? But I don't want to go there. What I want to talk about now is the real thing about truth, the real effects of telling the truth, how sensitive it is, how destructive it can be if you happen to be on the negative side. That is just it. And maybe that is why people say that truth is bitter.
Mr. Kanye, let me ask you, do you agree that the truth can somewhat be beneficial for one's personal growth? Because I hear you speaking about how it can cause a self-affliction when you are not being truthful.
Truth being beneficial to one's growth depends on how the truth has been impeded in us, how we are brought up, how we are raised along truthful, the side of truth. If you have cultivated that act of being honest to yourself, being honest to the people, then it will help you to form a very good value system for yourself, because you will not only be found to be honest, the trust will come. It comes with so many other positive sides. So it will be better if we plant that value, that truthfulness in our children, in our teachers, in our leaders, right from the tutelage, right from the beginning. When they begin to nurture themselves, we begin to peel them into understanding what the world is, what it holds for us, and then what our own personal ideals are. If we grow them alongside with truth, then it will help us to form a better person of ourselves, of the people around us, and the society that we live in.
Thank you, Mr. Kanye.
Well, I like that we took the chance to unpack this between all of us here and really define and describe what truth means personally to everyone. But I just wanted to also give my little input as well. You know, on a foundational level, to me, truth is a spectrum. You know, there's different types of truth. There is objective truth, subjective truth. There is a contextual truth, and maybe cultural truth. And it is definitely one of the more interesting things in our speech, in our culture, in our traditions. I'd like to ask and follow up, Mr. Leon. You mentioned that you are after her introduction, it was mentioned that you are a teacher. Sir, I'd like to ask, do you have, it's a very sensitive environment, teaching, is it not?
Absolutely.
And truth is a very important thing in said environment, right? Are there any, maybe you could give us some insight on like your relation to the truth being present in your profession? Like, what are there any like personal biases that you may have, or anything like that? I'd love to draw this question to the entire panel, but let's hear Mr. Leon's answer first, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. I definitely believe that truth helps us to establish trust. Teachers who demonstrate honesty, transparency, and integrity foster trust with the students. Then the student can come to you even for personal matters, because they trust you that you are as the role model. Also, we have it helps the teacher, how can I put it, convey accurate information about like mathematics, philosophy, or geography. It also fosters integrity. You see, because there should be, as we say, truth is the alignment with the reality. If there is no alignment, or there is how can I put it? There is no connection between connection with the reality, then it's not the truth. Also, we have it helps building the credibility. Another element, also it open communication. So it's like a tennis table, you know, you interact
It's a back and forth.
interact with the students. Yeah, that's what I can say. Also encouraging academic honesty. So in a nutshell, that's what I can say. So truth is very, very important.
Now, I was thinking about the truth and creating, how do you call it again? Something honesty, interactive honesty. Is it?
Building credibility.
Building credibility. Now, if you talk about education in the school environment, maybe your question is that if there exists any kind of truth in school environment between teachers and students, and among the students, among the teachers, school management board, or whatever. Well, it's not exactly going to, but if I have to weigh into this, I will look at it from this angle. I will look at it from what we see in our learning environment today, what we see of our learners, what we see of our teachers, what we see of even the government, because this is where we form the foundation of our children, where we build it, where we lay the foundation of what they will become later in life. And where that is missing, that's trust. Where trust is missing, where you cannot trust your students to be that. The parents, you cannot trust their parents. Maybe, I'm not saying it is, maybe the parents, you cannot trust them to inculcate the right attitude to them, then it becomes a problem. And that is exactly what we're seeing in our society today, which we need to deal with. There must be that mutual trust between, first and foremost, teachers and parents. That is the only way you can now begin to trickle it down to the student. Where I, as a teacher, cannot be trusted to give the correct guidance to the student by their parents, then I have failed.
Very interesting.
Where me, as a teacher, cannot trust the parents to affirm what I have taught their children, maybe on the negative side or the positive side, that children cannot learn, because whatever I impact or whatever lesson I try to impact on the child could be countered by the parent. And when the parent exposes the child to something that he thinks is right, and I, as a teacher, maybe knowingly or unknowingly, counter that lesson, that child will be wrongly directed. So we need to be in alignment with each other. You, the parent, I, the teacher, for us to be able to give the correct lesson, the correct discipline to the student. So that brings us to something that will form a discussion for another day, about to bring us to the impact of the laws that government have made that is today destroying our learning institution.
Yeah.
So
Right. So,
But that is not well. Sorry?
no, Mr. Kanye, I wanted to ask you something. So you mentioned the fact or the idea of you and the teacher and everyone needs to kind of be in alignment. You have your own morals, you have your own ideals. Teachers have their own morals, they have their own ideals. The parents have their own way of thinking, they have their own ideals. Can we all agree as a panel, firstly, that the truth is not a linear thing?
Of
I
course.
feel like it's a bit broad. So my question is to you: do you ever think, or do you think that your truth and the truth can align perfectly?
Before I answer the question, I want to ask you. You said the truth can be objective.
Yes.
What is the objective part of the truth?
Well, it depends on the context of things. I can say, if I'm colorblind,
Yes.
and I tell you this Africa Magic Manager soap, it's red. My color blindness tells me to read it as red.
But what
But
is the truth?
it's my truth
Oh, it's your truth.
because my whole life I've seen it that color. But it's not the truth. That's what I mean when I say the truth can sometimes be objective. Like for example, a different example, people could grow up living in a certain system. It's very hard to get someone to change their ideals or their beliefs past a certain age, right? If someone was raised Muslim and they are now 80, it's very difficult for them to convert to a different religion because their entire life they've been brought up under this truth. Not to say it's wrong or anything, but then when someone else comes in with a different idea, where does the alignment? Where will it begin? When does it come?
The alignment can come in if and when parents and teachers meet occasionally. And that is why there is need for that, the building or development of a mutual relationship between teacher and parents. I know that schools have time where they hold parents-teachers meeting, but that is not enough. As a teacher, calling up the parents of a student or my learner and reporting the child to the parents, this is what is happening here, what's wrong, will now create that alignment. It will bring me to understand from what angle the parent is coming from to deal with a particular situation that I'm trying to deal with. Do you understand? And that is the kind of truth that we want. Not the truth that will cause the parent to raise a whole community against one teacher for disciplining his child for what he's done wrong. You see, that is where they're getting it wrong. That's where we get it wrong. Before a teacher rises up and try to fight, a parent rise up to fight the teacher, he should be able to pause a while and say, look, wait a minute, what is happening here? What has my child done wrong? Let there be mutual communication. By that, you'll not be able to have an understanding as to what the child has done wrong and what there is for you to correct.
Interesting.
I think we have to see the purpose of a school. When we see the family, we can call it institution. Even the school also is called the institution. So both of these two institutions, they have the mandate of educate. Because a child or a student is like a computer which needs information.
Programming.
Yeah, and beside that, it needs also discipline. There are things that a parent maybe won't be able to communicate given maybe the schedule, the father is working or the mother is a single parent, but the teacher can fill in that gap.
Yes.
You understand? Because nowadays you have to know that students, they go through, mental crisis and what have you. So I mean, the school can play a very important role. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Mr. Leon, I just want to go back to a statement you made when we were addressing the relationship between the truth and reality. As we know, it can sometimes be misunderstood, this relationship. I think then it's then up to us to, clarify what exactly the relationship is, which brings me to my next question. What do you perceive the relationship between truth and reality to be, in your own words?
Because that's a practical way. Understand? If I make a statement, let's say about gravity, we have studied it in physics. I have to prove it. Say no. If any object that's maybe I try to write like this. So this is a scientific truth.
Yes.
That Isaac Newton proved, saying that there is that force that attracts every object to the center of the earth.
Yes.
For me, if there is no correlation between, let's say, the thought and the reality, then that's not the truth. It's something else. It's a lie.
So truth should be what? Based on scientific evidence?
I think. Sorry, can I just
okay.
can I just interject there a bit? I think what he means is not necessarily that it needs to be based on scientific evidence, but there needs to be some sort of proof, because I need to have a reason to believe that that's the truth. I need to have no doubt that what you are telling me is correct. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it doesn't necessarily have to be scientific proof, but there needs to be some proof. Yeah.
It needs to be proven.
It needs to be proven.
See,
Yeah.
I just wanted
Correct.
to dig deeper into that a little bit, because for me, my truth would be mathematics. I feel like there's nothing more true in human society than the ability or the demonstrations of math. Math says only a certain amount of liquid can fit in this cup, and that is the truth because it's provable. Math says that if you have one of these and you add another one, you have two, because it's provable. Math says if there's 100 minus 50, it's provable. I think the biggest testament to truth, would be mathematics. But on the other end, I still really believe that it's all a spectrum, and the only real truth would be maths. But that's my way of thinking.
Interesting take, Michael. I think we can go into a break now, and we will be right back.
Good.
How long was that?
Yeah, so when I'm giving you guys, if I do this, it's 5 minutes left.
Ah.
3 minutes, yes.
I was zoned out into the conversation. I only started seeing him